Okay, this is a quick screencast to show you how to make a quick selection of some sort of iconic image that you can use in your value transparency project if you don't want to use a letter or font form. So I have this picture of a man holding an ice cream cone, and I want to use the person and none of this background. So I'm going to come over here to the quick selection tool, and the characteristics that I can change are across the top here. And I'm going to make the size a bit larger, checking it back on my subject. And there we go. That's a nice size. So all I do is come in and I start painting inside of my subject. And the program is pretty smart. It's picking up as it moves into different areas what it thinks that I want. So I'm going to brush down around this person. You'll notice just now it picked up some of the space right here in between the arm. I'm going to come back and subtract that in a few minutes. I'm going to pull down the leg here. I think I want to make my tool smaller. I'm using the bracket key, the left-hand one, to make my tool smaller, so I don't even have to go up to the menu to make that smaller. Okay, now I do need to take away some parts of this. Oops, there's some of the part of the face we want. Let's go get that. Okay, and a little bit more of the hair. That's going to be a little bit, okay, maybe not that, a little bit freeform. All right, so to subtract some areas, I'm going to click up here in the upper left-hand part of the frame where you can see the minus sign, and now I'm going to pull in and I'm going to subtract some of these parts. And it's smart enough to kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to do here. Again, when I need it to be smaller, I'm using the brackets key on my keyboard so I can sweep right in there, pretty small and detailed. All right, and right up in there. And then there's one other part that was important to me to subtract. I want to subtract to get this hand more clearly defined. I want to subtract to get that triangle out of there. I do recognize now that the cone is not selected, so I'll go back up the plus sign and I'll come back in and get this cone. Connect it to that other selection, get the rest of this hand. So you can see now how to add and subtract parts for your selection. And if this is just close to being good, get a little bit of that face and a little bit of that cheek there. Pull back and see how we're doing. That's going to be okay with me. All right. So now just to show you, there's a part I definitely want to subtract right here because I want that foot to be defined. Oh, I need to go back and use the subtract tool. And I will use the plus tool to get that heel that you saw. Just got subtracted. Okay, that's close enough. Oh my gosh, I could go on forever. But let's stay with the point of this little subtraction exercise. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give myself a new layer, and I am going to control delete, fill this layer. Okay, so, oh, and that shows me that I didn't have my toe in there. So I'm going to back up and get that with the plus sign. I'm going to go back to the background layer, turn this off for a second, come back and get this toe. All right, I'm going to feel so much happier. go up into this upper layer and Command Delete, fill that with white, and turn it back on so you can see it. All right, so that's how we can get an iconic silhouette to use in our value transparency layer.